Well, I realised the other day that over the years I've actually bought an awful lot of 12-volt car camping gadgets. So I thought I'd make a video featuring all of them and tell you how they are and if they're any good. Now, in case you don't know what I mean by 12 volt, basically this is the little plug that you can fit into your car's cigarette lighter. Not that cars come with a cigarette lighter anymore, and to be honest, I don't think all cars have a 12 volt socket either, and some, if they do, they're fake. And first up is my trusty 12 volt kettle. Now, these tend to get quite a lot of negative reviews, I find, from people saying they take so long to boil, and the fact some don't even boil at all. But my one I used on car camps for around 2 years, and actually I absolutely loved it. But what you have to do is change your mindset just a little. Think less fast boil kettle and think more slow teas made. Now, I found 3 secrets to how to use this kettle effectively when car camping. Firstly was to use boiling water from a 24-hour thermos. That really cuts the boil time down. Secondly, only boil the water you actually need. Only boil what is necessary. And the third secret was basically to use it almost like a tea's made. So especially in the morning, you wake up, you put your kettle on, you go back and have a snooze, and when you wake up, it's boiled. Now, for me, I always found the water boiled perfectly, and I do recommend this kettle to people, mainly because it's only about 100 watts, so it's a good low wattage kettle, and actually having nice boiling water on a car camp does make the world of difference, especially when you don't have a power bank big enough to power a kettle like this one. Now, the next item, as you'll know from previous car camping videos, is one that I've never really got on with. I couldn't eat it. It was actually disgusting, and that is this 12 volt electric lunchbox. So this is basically a hot plate and a metal dish to conduct the heat. This, to be honest, is more so aimed at keeping warm or heating up. It's not really, as I found, designed for cooking things from raw, as every time I attempted this, they were all abysmal failures. And power wise, this again is just over 100 watts. Well, my memory appears to have served me wrong. It's even lower wattage than I thought it was. Now, even though I haven't got on with this item, there is one last test that I really need to do, and that is literally just heating up something canned. It could be, to be fair, just the way that I'm using it, and that I'm pretty much using it wrong. Now, the next item is one that I haven't actually used on a car camp since I bought it, but I do think we are entering the time of the year when I might actually use it, and that is this little 12 volt heater. Now, this is actually supposed to be a window demister, but what I found is that it does pump out a nice little bit of warm heat. So I'm thinking I can use this probably more so in the morning. Do you know when you first wake up and it's freezing cold in your car? Well, with this, I could plug it in for short bursts, and I think it could just take the edge off the coldness slightly. Now, like the other items, this draws just over 100 watts. And that actually is a good example of the surge protection on power stations. So although I know this fan heater is only about 120 watts, I've only used it on the 1500 before. I've never tried it on the 700. So clearly, when you first turn it on, it surges really high and then comes down to 100 watts. So that is a very useful lesson if you were thinking of this fan heater on a small power station. It won't power it. But for me, the thing what makes this potentially good is that, unlike an electric blanket, this will heat the air, and unlike those big tubular heaters, this doesn't take up any room. And the last thing to show you is actually my most recent purchase, and that is this rather funky little 12 volt rice cooker. Now, I absolutely love this gadget, and it even comes with a little steamer plate. And there's basically 2 ways you can use this rice cooker. There's the traditional way with the rice in the bottom, and then you can put meat and veg in the top. And the second method is to literally chuck everything into the pot and switch it on, and this way you're going to end up with some proper tasty rice because everything's going to cook in together. And once again, like the other items, the rice cooker draws just over 100 watts, so is a really good way for low wattage cooking. Now, I power all of these items using my power banks, but what is quite useful about the 12 volt connection is that in theory you don't actually need a power station, because you could of course power all of these items using your cigarette lighter plug if you've got one. So that is it. That is my little video of all the 12 volt car camping gadgets that I've bought over the years. And as always, I hope you found it useful, and until next time, take care.